reaction?
You know, we usually have a big finish, and unfortunately we're starting with it now, but not really, because we're doing the preliminary. This is the preliminary for the Joe and Jerry show, and Joe is going to be here in a minute, and I'm going to talk to her.
And here I am.
She walked in front of the camera as well, so don't worry about that. We do all sorts of things on the Joe and Jerry show. You don't do anywhere else. This is Divana Magic, and she really is what her name suggests. She is magic. And she has a friend with her. She wants to show you him.
Where is he? Oh, there he is.
Here he is, look.
Yes.
See, and what does it say on the beginning? That's for all you folks out there. It's
I love you this much.
Yeah, what does it say?
I said that.
I love you this much, and we do. Now, what we're doing is we're going to tell you, this is a preliminary stage, a conference, and we're going to tell you how we do the Joe and Jerry show. Now, I'll tell you, don't take any note of them, I'll be telling you what we're going to do. We've got some fantastic things on the show, and it's going to follow this. And we went down last week to see a guy called BARRIE STACEY, who is a very big wheel in show business.
He is.
He did musicals and all that sort of thing, and he lives in a place called Drayton Mansions, which now is like an island because the Fat Cats are knocking down part of Timpan Alley in London. It'll be all when they're finished. And so we did this show because he's standing, making a one last stand like Churchill, never give in, because he is going to not move from there over his dead body. He's a marvellous guy, so you'll hear more about him later in the show. But what I'm going to do now, I'm going to talk to you, dearest heart, about this show. And I think the first thing we better do is, every good show has by the way, this is the prawn cocktail. Yeah. I must introduce you to the prawn cocktail made by Divana Magic.
Yeah.
But this is, you know, this is our opening song that precedes the credits, and it would be, shall we say, you do the first line.
We just like to share with you
our even-handed point of view.
Then what think is up to you?
It's all on the Joe and Jerry show. Okay, that's great. That's a good idea.
Yes.
Now, what we'll do then, and I'll play my little wooden saxophone, you know, in order to give you some backing. And then, of course, you know, I told you that I'd tell my 2 table bits of table talk. Now, I better tell you about these bits of table talk. I didn't start in show business yesterday. I'm nearly 77, and I started, well, 72 years ago in pantomime as a tot in Babes in the Wood. And sang then the hit song of the day, which was Don't Fence Me In, not this song. But when I didn't do that, and I was about 12, I had umpteen jobs, a butcher's boy, newspaper boy, but I also worked on the market ground in the Lancashire textile town of Ashton-under-Lyne in Lancashire, and I worked for a wonderful Jewish barker who had just come back from 6 years in war in Burma, and he was a battery sergeant major, and he was called A.B. Starr. He was an archetypal Jew. He showed me how to project, how to talk to the people. Now what he did, he was a real canny guy. He had watches all up his arms, and he had a pith helmet with white fibres in it, and he used his BSM's, Battery Sergeant Major's pay stick, to bang on this tea chest, and he used to do what they call a Dutch auction. That's, he sold stuff and he reduced it in price rather than raised it. But he always had a guy there permanently rooted near him, near his stand, and he used to get like crowds of people. They used to watch him, not to buy anything, because nobody had any money in the late 40s. It was an austere time after the war, but they used to listen to his patter. It was better than Come On Down with Leslie Crowther, as happened years later. And I was a kid, I was crazy about that sort of thing, and I'd worked for a few Jewish stallholders, but there was none better than Aby. And I worked for him, and one day I said to him, when I came back from the RAF, and it was very different, I said, where's the gentleman that used to stand always, you know, by your pitch, you know? He was kind of rooted to the spot. He said, yeah, well, he said, he was a plant in the crowd. A plant, you see. And I said, oh, I said, well, where is he now? He said, he left me. I said,
Good cut down.
yeah. Oh, pulled up. But the thing is, in actual fact, he didn't. He got a job on Gardener's Question Time. Bill Sauberts had a stall nearby, and that's where he ended up, you see, because he was a plant in the crowd.
Yeah, they're very
yeah, it's true. Anyway, let's have a topical story now. The truth is, I'm not just from a comedian family, because I am the Moors. I was related to M-O-R-E-S, not the M-A-U-Rs, because I'm also related to them, they're aristocrats. But the Moors, O-R-E-S, were performers with George Robey and people like that in the north of England, and that's who I really follow in their footsteps. Now, those people, you know, of all those, one of them wasn't in that. He was like another side of my family, the aristocratic side. They were 007s for Queen Victoria. They actually spied. One of them, the Earl St. Maur, he spied from a hot air balloon on the French fleet. And absolutely true. But one of my relatives, he worked where they make the money, in the Mint in London. And he had a good war. He was decorated by the king when he came back. And then, like most espionage guys like Bond, he disappeared and was never heard of again. So I asked one of my relatives, I said, what actually happened, you know, to Uncle Eustace? You know, what did he do? You know, I know he worked in the Mint. He said, well, he was very big in espionage, and he in the battle against that idiot Hitler, and he did a wonderful job. He said, I said, what was he actually called? What was his remit? He said, well, he was a Mint spy. Mint spy. Absolutely true, though. Now, we've done all that. Now, what we're going to do now, me and this wonderful lady, who, by the way, is a brilliant show host. She's done a lot of stuff all abroad. She's been all over the world. And she's also a superb camera woman as well, when she switches the sound on. But she has now. And what we're going to do, when we finish our Christmas dinner, because it's Christmas, she's made a fantastic Christmas dinner with chicken and with roast beef.
Don't tell everybody.
And everything. Now, oh, I know, because, you know, they're probably stuffed up with that already. But, you know, this you'll probably see when we wish you a very happy new
Christmas.
year as well. Lovely. And so, but what we'll do now, we're going to go away, we'll go away, and then we'll roll the film of the interview that you filmed last week when you went to see Barrie STACEY in the West End, and we'll let you see the Joe and Jerry show. Now, we were wondering whether to do a host, like an American one, you know, from the heart of New York City to the coast to coast to Los Angeles, and then on to Brighton in London, England. And it's the our sponsors, who are Crockett Suspenders, We Never Let You Down, will be the Joe and Jerry show. Or I could have said, this is the BBC Home Service and the British Forces Network in Germany. Here is the news, and this is John Snag reading it. Or the Joe and Jerry show. So we'll have to decide whichever we want.
With the Joe and Jerry show, that's
we'll do the Joe. Can you tell me again? I've forgotten the name.
Joe and Jerry show?
The Joe and...
Joe and Jerry show.
Remember it, watch it, because we're going to have a lot of people in the next year, and Happy New Year, because it's all going to be on
the Joe and Jerry show.
Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year.
Then we cut, and then we do the real thing. Leave that in.
Right.
It's a lovely prawn cocktail.
Thank you.